Welcome to INS. First of all, congratulations for Thug Life that's about to release. I can already feel the weight of the legacy in front of me that's there. I would want to ask both of you that, you last worked together in Nikon, which was 1987, almost 40 years to that. The world has drastically changed. I was not even born in 1987 to start with. Um, as an actor director pair, how has the working style between the two of you changed, and how you have changed as human beings?
We have changed, both of us, from the time because of the experience and the problems we faced has taught us much more than book reading, so or any institute could teach us. What actually happens in the battlefield is the greatest training,
Yeah.
and that's what we've been having all these years. So like we are the improved version of the same brand.
Okay. And sir?
I've lost all my hair. Yeah, I think it's, in a way, it's the same and it's very, very different. So it is a bit of both. There is a sense of comfort, there's a sense of familiarity, there's a sense of trust. But you realize that you can't settle on that. We have to keep pushing for more. We have to try to do some better than that. So it's the same and different.
Okay. And when you two come together, two titans of our Indian cinema, which we're very proud of, what's the jamming between the two of you, like the discussions about the scene, about the narrative, about the pitching of the character? How does it all transpire and then move forward in the narrative? Anyone can
See,
take the lead.
cinema has become a language. We are, I don't know how fluent we are in that, but we speak it. And we are improving. Like we've lost the slur that we had. We've got that baby talk that we had. All that is gone now. But we are still, I think, work in progress.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just telling him about something else. So it's all, we are still work in progress. So
And what are the discussions generally like when you two meet?
as I was telling you, the language is cinema. So if I talk of a director, he knows which way
direction it's
the
gonna
scene
go.
will
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
If I talk of a film, I know what mood he is talking about. We could almost guess he's going towards day or night, where he's going to shoot it.
Okay.
Because the stimuli for us comes from our forefathers
Yeah.
in this field.
Absolutely. Okay. And sir?
Yeah, I think it's more or less similar in the sense that when you are working together and there is a sense that it becomes complementary. So there is something that you bring in, and when an actor brings something else, in this case he's both a writer and actor, and he makes the lines that is there very believable, very real, and fitting the character, and that pushes you again. So it's kind of grows, and most of the conversations are like that. You have something and he has something more, and then you build on that. So it kind of nice, comfortable, doubles partnership.
Okay. And talking about that, sir, taking that further, you are an institution in yourself. You do everything. You are an institution in yourself, a cinematic institution. Acting, writing, direction, everything. When you work with him, for example, in Thug Life, do you purposely switch off the writer or the director in you, or you rely fully on him?
Every faculty should be on. He should not switch off the actor in him. Because he sometimes tells me to tuck my stomach in. Because I had put on weight at that time. And so that is the weight you must have been feeling when you said weight of legacy. I've lost it now.
Okay.
I don't carry that weight at all. No, so when you say that, you can't switch off anything. That's why I said in future, in another interview, I said in future, what we both are doing, one man will do.
Yeah.
What four of us are doing, one man will do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because the tools will make it easy.
Yeah,
The carpenter of in the times of Jesus and the carpenter of today are two different species.
Yeah, absolutely. And sir, I saw the teaser once again. I saw it back in November. I saw it once again. There's a very peculiar shift in the color temperature in the teaser. It starts off with cool frames, and when he makes his entry, it's more of towards green, yellow, green. If you could walk me through the visual process of the film, how it was all put together, the DI and the everything, the lensing and everything.
I think overall we are storytellers, and you use every tool that is available to you to tell the story. I think visual language is a language, and you try to use it to tell it. It has to be realistic, but it still should aid in setting up the mood, in having a clean progression through the film. It can't just keep going up and down. So to that extent, it's not just me or just him. It is the entire team. It is a production designer, it's a cameraman, it is the editor, all of them, and the music that comes with it kind of sets the thing. So that is the arc that you take. It is not necessarily just looking at, say, I move from cold to warm. It's not that. It is how the story goes, and you let the narrative decide all these elements.
Okay. And sir, the audience has literally seen you grow on Cellulite. Very few actors have that privilege. If in Indian cinema, if I talk about Rishi Kapoor sir was one, Leonardo DiCaprio is one in the international cinema. When you have such monumental experience, such a huge body of work behind you, carving every minute details like a Michelangelo, is it still possible to be a student of the cinema? If yes, then how can the younger generation cultivate that bent of mind?
When can you, what are you asking? Student of cinema after what?
So, given that monumental experience behind you, is it still possible to be a student of cinema and have that learning streak?
Cinema is improving so fast, and so many tools are coming in. The only safest place is to be a student and not start teaching. Because what we believe might be trampled upon, but still we have to believe, because we are captives of this time and these ideas. We reflect it. So no shame in it. Like Mr. K. Asif is equal to Mr. Satyajit Ray to me. Two different films. There'll be one school of people who will say that, how can you do that? That's Mughalism, this is Pater Pancham.
Yeah. Okay. And sir, talking about the music, we have again Mr. A.R. Rahman collaborating with you. I've always been fascinated by what the discussions go on between the two of you. Such a fine legacy. Rosa. There's many more films that I can't remember as of yet, but of course we know all those films. When you sit down to share the ideas with him, or let's say you brief him on a scene or a situation or a mood, what all goes between the two of you? What's his reception like, and what's your directive to him to construct a scene or a situation?
Yeah, I think Rahman in a way is an enigma. It is not necessarily that you have to set a mood for him. He doesn't necessarily take only a scene or this one or a situation. He knows the feel for the whole film.
Okay.
And he starts thinking of the music, scape for the entire film.
Okay.
So it is slightly broader. And within that, he's somebody who is still searching. He's not somebody who's settled and says, I can give you whatever you want. He doesn't give me what I want. He gives something more.
Yeah.
He also gives what he wants to give. So it is a question of us finding a common ground. That's what it is.
Okay. This suddenly reminded me of Hans Zimmer and Christopher Nolan. They were working on the Batman trilogy, and he made a soundscape out of it, and then they kind of tried to squeeze in between the cuts. That film. Moving forward, sir, this film has the biggest of the titans of Hindi cinema. Of course, there's you, there's Trisha ma'am, there's Pankaj Tripathi sir, there's Mahesh Manjrekar sir.
No, Pankaj Tripathi. I wish he was there. He's not there.
Okay. Ali Fazal.
Pankaj Tripathi. I wish he was there.
Okay. Ali Fazal is there.
Maybe in some other film. Yeah.
So in a way, Thug Life represents the true India that we have in front of us. When there's such an environment on this set, how does it push the envelope for Indian cinema on the global platform? Anyone can take the lead and start.
Invisibly.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't become...
We don't feel the G-force at all. You're floating. It's a magic carpet. And you're a passenger. If the carpet is woven with talent.
Absolutely. And sir?
Yeah, it doesn't become an Indian cinema just because your people. Anything that's made, even in a small village in India, is an Indian cinema. I mean,
Yeah.
how does it necessary to? It is people who are talented coming together for that particular film, for that requirement. So every film has to have that quality of trying to go across to everyone. So it is not who's coming from where. That doesn't matter.
Okay, okay. And we spoke about the technology in the films in the previous question. You spoke about how the entire unit comes together to bring a vision to life in a film. Currently, with the advancement of the artificial intelligence and every other major technological developments that's going on, in your opinion, since you are the pioneers and one with the far sight, how do you see the Indian cinema or cinema in totality, the global cinema, changing going forward with all these technological advancements?
My far sight is poor. That's why I'm wearing glasses. But I think we are on the verge of a change. I mean, huge change. I think I really don't know. We are trying to understand it, but it's going at a tremendous speed, and it opens up a lot of methods. I mean, both in the making and the way people are viewing, and their and things that can be collaborated. I mean, it moves from games coming into films going into games. It is just in a flux, and it's expanding. But I feel that in essence, storytelling will remain. It's remained over all these centuries and will continue to remain. I mean, stories are something we learn from, so that will always be there. And when that is there, I think every storyteller has a chance.
Okay, okay. And so, taking that further, I have seen very few moons compared to your legacy, some that you bring to the table. Is it the first time in cinema that things are moving really at a fast pace, and we as human beings, as artists, are just trying to match up to that speed? Is it
cinema?
Yeah, is it moving at
It's always been so.
Yeah. When sound came, same thing happened. When color came, it happened.
We didn't understand. As a matter of fact, I come from black and white era. So I become slightly nervous when the generation after me talks about hue, colors, so many shades, this, that, and I think, wait, I'm from black and white cinema. Explain it to me. So it's still not, we are not fully in control of color. That's why we tend to appreciate black and white more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we understand it better. That ambit, it's complete.
Yeah.
It's already an old technology. So we seem to understand it better.
And how soon will the dust settle? How soon will we be able to grasp things as the artist fraternity? Or is it at all possible?
Hope not. Hope it'll keep growing and you keep growing. If you grasp everything, then that's the end of it.
That
So
becomes
hope it's
stagnant.
not. You still keep
I
pushing.
am very confident about human capacity to forget.
Okay, and perfect. And for my last question, Sir, Sadma is one of my favorite films of yours.
Mine too.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Sadma? So, sir, this question is for you. That the whole of the film, Sridevi ma'am dominated the entire narrative. The last 10 minutes or so, wherein you come and you take the film and you walk away. I would want to know.
You can't take a film from a filmmaker like him or Balu Mahendra. So, what he was trying to do is give me a formidable, is actually elevating the protagonist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, he let it happen so that it'll sink into the audience. They experience the angst, pain, and love of the protagonist, for which you'll have to build.
Yeah, throughout the narrative.
I think all three of us performed in that film.
Absolutely.
It's a compact thing. And Mr. Balmendra did editing, cinematography, writing, all of it. So the crew was
All facets.
very small. So I can boldly say it was three of us. Yeah, we all had assistants.
Yeah. And if you could share the fondest memories of you, I think it was shot in Ooty, that station sequence, the last sequence.
We both have fond memories of
Yeah.
Balu. And for us, it was comfortable talking to him because one of the early Pune Institute guys who came here and made cinema simple. He said, come
Should touch the
behind the
heart.
screen.
Yeah.
Come behind the camera. So I think it was good experience. It's what you learn from a co-student is much more than what you can perceive from a great master teaching you.
Wow.
Because we were both struggling forward. He was a little elder, so it was like walking with an elder brother.
Okay.
He kept warning you about potholes.
Okay.
But sometimes he has fallen into it himself.
Yeah, that's where the growth lies actually. And I'm tempted to ask one last question. It's for both of you. As you mentioned that, Balu sir was like an elder brother. In the space of art, how important it is for an artist to feel comfortable, or is it not important at all for the growth on an individual level?
What?
Is comfort necessary for an artist's growth or for them to perform better, or is the absence of comfort is something that brings growth?
I don't know what you call comfort. Good health is comfort, then gym is a must. So an actor should not feel too comfortable.
Okay.
Afterwards, yes. You can feel comfortable after they all see the monitor
Yeah.
and say, okay, let's move on. And agree to agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sir, closing notes?
Yeah, it's like anything else, I mean, if there's no black
Set
or
pattern,
white,
yeah.
it's, you have to be comfortable, but still not be too comfortable. That you should feel that you're seeking more. You can't. I don't come back at each day totally content. I still feel that I could do better. That is what pushes you. So you need to be comfortable, but not too comfortable.
Too comfortable. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, well, various filmmakers and actors have kept saying the same thing, but it's very difficult to make it as a way of life.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
actors, if you tell them that, like he says, that you can't be too comfortable,
Yeah.
that seems like a
They have to be on toes somewhere.
selfish and offensive to my profession, but it's not.
Okay, perfect. So with that, we have reached the end of this conversation. If there's anything that I may have been asking as a question or something that you would have loved to talk about, so please feel free.
No, thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good
Thanks,
day.
sir. It was a pleasure and an honor having this conversation.
Oh, it's a
Thank you.
chorus.